So eventually, what this is a Ponzi scheme with Trump and Elon. They set up Doge to say they're going to save the government $2.5 trillion dollars. But in reality, with Trump crypto, World Liberty crypto, and Elon insisting that government buys into Bitcoin as a treasury reserve, for they can peg oil to it, for they can launder money through the stock exchange with with bots to control the chain block through the dark web, just for they can prop up their stocks and hostily take over corporations, not only in America, but throughout the world, with Trump using leverage as tariffs and then using Elon supercomputers to flood the blockchains of World Liberty and peg it to oil, peg it to to leverage of Trump's tariff. They can hostily merge and take over corporations. So it's like a Ponzi scheme. And if you look at it, they're using the levers of power with Trump tariff wars and Elon using Doge to use crypto for they can launder into their corporations or hostily merge and take out other board members of other corporations by using the stock exchange with Elon supercomputer flooding bots to fool the blockchain transitions for they can blur the laundering of blockchain cryptos of World Liberty using Bitcoin, because right now Bitcoin is higher than World Liberty, so they depend on Bitcoin and they want Doge and Trump and Elon wants the Treasury Department, the Republican Party, to buy into Bitcoin in order for Elon to can peg World Liberty crypto through Bitcoin by pegging them together. And then Elon using the levers of power, being the proximity close to Trump, to get the stock market to roll behind him. That's why he made $250 billion, and Trump hasn't even stepped foot in the Oval Office. So, in a way, Doge is like cutting welfare for blacks and Latinos, for African Americans and Latinos, but then they want to loot the government levers of power in order to enrich themselves as robber barons. So it's the most atrocious thing that you will cut welfare for African Americans and Latinos, but then use the levers of power to create a Ponzi scheme for yourselves. That's what Trump and Elon are doing with World Liberty and Doge insisting to buy into Bitcoin as a Treasury Department reserve. For Elon to use his supercomputers to blur the blockchain, or may I say dark mega, because he's planning to blur the blockchain through the dark web with fake bots, so that you can switch up where what it appears to come from, meaning the blockchain. So it's a way to launder crypto. And so Trump plans to get rich off of it, as well as Elon. And Elon, with his using Trump bullhorn, has already made $250 billion for himself, and Trump hasn't even stepped into the Oval Office. So it's like he wants to save $2.5 trillion off the American budget, but really he's taking it out the back door. The money is being deprived from African Americans and Latinos healthcare, but then they're looting it through the back door of cryptos and putting it in their own pockets. Can you imagine Trump leveraging tariffs through our 7 allies and throughout the third world in the hopes that they will get scared and prop up? You know how companies and central banks will be scared of going out of business throughout the world because of Trump's tariff wars. So they will be willing to pay kickbacks to Trump's World Liberty cryptos. And Trump knows that. Intentionally, that's why he set up World Liberty Crypto Company. And Elon, with his supercomputers, not only got Trump elected, because Elon started flooding bots into everybody's cell phones, pro-Trump video bots, that got Trump to win the popular vote and win the swing states. And now Trump is ingratiated and indebted to Elon. And so now Elon is using Trump's bullhorn not only to prop up the stock exchange so he can prop up his shares in his company, but now he's resorting to creating a Ponzi scheme with him and Trump teaming up to make themselves rich off of the government with this Ponzi scheme of cryptos. That's why I believe that no individual should be able to coin their own crypto, because all it is a pump and dump scheme of Ponzi schemers on Wall Street. So that's why I want regulations when it comes to crypto. The only ones that should coin crypto will be central banks or central governments. But it shouldn't be controlled the way it is now. World Liberty and how Elon is pegging it to Bitcoin. These are two currencies, cryptos, that are not controlled by government. But you start to see how Ponzi scheme or this type of system of crypto, if anybody is allowed to print crypto, they can loot entire nations. They can loot entire global corporations because individuals like Elon using Bitcoin to peg world liberty to it and using the levers of power with tariff wars, and they're pulling the money derivatives out through the back door while they stamper on African American and Latinos welfare programs. So that's why it should be outlawed for individuals to be able to coin their own cryptos, because there's nothing but Ponzi schemers and looters. So what this crypto with Elon and Trump is nothing but a Ponzi scheme. That's why I like to refer when you turn the dollar around nowadays, when I look at the back of the dollar, you know what it brings to my, like the analogy of what it makes me feel when I look at that all seeing eye? It's like a Ponzi scheme, a pyramid scheme that's what I look at it that's what comes to mind, the thought nowadays when I look at a dollar. To me, it's like a Ponzi scheme, a pyramid scheme. So I apologize for the background noise. There's a plane flying overhead. So that's why I'm working with global nations to phase out anybody being able to crypt their own currency, because it will lead to corruption, Ponzi scheming, pump and dump on the world trading markets. So it should be outlawed for any individual to print their own crypto coins, to create their own crypto coins. That should be the responsibility of sovereign governments to issue out crypto through their central banks, so it can be used responsibly, not by corrupt individuals that want to use it for pump and dump schemes or for tariffing nations like Trump is doing. Trump wants to tariff the whole world in the hopes that they will pay kickback to his world liberty to get from underneath tariffs that can bankrupt their banks throughout the world or their corporations of nations throughout the world. So you start to see how this is run amok between Elon and Trump. It's run amok. It's nothing but a scheming Ponzi scheme, and they're using Bitcoin and world liberty to do it. And so Elon talks a big game of how saving 2.5 trillion off the American federal budget, government American federal budget. He talks a big game, but in reality, that money is going out through the back door and through his pockets to pad his own pockets by using Trump, the proximity to power, to control the levers of power. That's what Elon is doing. And between Trump and Elon, they're both in bed to use this type of liquidity leverage for they can take over corporations. So when Trump steps down, he'll be invested in a lot of companies through his world liberties, thanks to Elon. They will diversify world liberty crypto and Bitcoin allowance that Elon is using it through the back doors of the dark web. You may call it dark mega, but he wants to use and launder the blockchain, blurring the blockchain and launder it through his supercomputers into blue chip companies. where they can hostily merge and take over board leverage as board members to force other corporations to be theirs by using Trump's tariffs, by using the blockchains of Bitcoin and World Liberty. They want to launder those shareholdings into purchasing blue chip companies, not only in this country but abroad. So you start to see that this is all a extortion racket and a Ponzi scheme by Elon and Trump.